Okay, hi BookTube, Aaron here. Hope you're doing okay. I'm going to carry on with my library tour for this year, and it'll be the last video where I'm over here at this bookcase, and then I'll be moving over to the bookcase that's in front of me as I'm filming, and I'm really itching to get to that bookcase because there's lots of fun stuff on that bookcase. But today we're going to finish off this one, and we're on the bottom shelf, and it's all children's literature, and there's not going to be a lot that I'm going to be able to talk for any significant amount of time about, but there's the odd thing that I've read and enjoyed, and there's actually plenty here that I'd really like to get to. I'll say at this juncture actually, apologies for any noise in the background. I've got gerbils just over there, they're very happy chewing something, and if there's a noise that sounds like a gale blowing, then it's just my laptop as it uploads a video, so apologies. But let's jump into it. So the first book here is kind of falling apart, but it's quite sentimental, and it's the story of Jesus, a little sort of picture book. And it's sentimental, you know, it's a very sort of rudimentary kind of thing. But it's, yeah, sentimental because it was gifted to me when I was a kid, as like a leaving gift as we were moving from one place to another place, and it was from my school class, from where I was very little, and yeah, it's from all my friends at St George's. So yeah, it's just nice, you know, when you've moved from one place to another, to have something to remember where you've come from. So yeah, it's still a nice sort of sentimental item. Then next up, not really a far cry from that, we've got Pilgrims Progress by John Bunyan. A nice kind of coffee table edition. This is fairly recent. I think it was a Christmas present. I haven't read this all the way through, but I really like the pictures in it. There's one I quite like. So it seems like a very calm, very chilled edition of Pilgrim's Progress. I'll just take the next handful. We've got Choice Stories for Children. Never read this. Olga Moves House by Michael Bond. This is one that Jasmine really quite likes. Apparently Olga is a very sassy guinea pig. This is one I'd really quite like to read. It's The Little Prince by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. And I've seen a film adaptation, but I'd really quite like to read this. And I'd quite like to read this too. This is Captain Rosalie by, let's see, Timothy de Fontbelle, and it's illustrated by Isabelle Arsenault. And yeah, I mean, just the cover is lovely. Can't really remember, well, I haven't read this, but I had a vague idea of what it was about initially, and it's got lovely illustrations, and it just seems like a great little book. And I love the way the art is wrapped up with the story. It's just, yeah, really nice. Then we've got Bringing Up Baby Dragons. This goes with another kids book that's actually somewhere else, called Dragonology, which is purporting to be a natural history of dragons. And so if you find a dragon egg when you're out walking, and you think it won't survive in the wild, and you decide to bring it up yourself, this is how you do it. Then next up, we've got some Winnie the Pooh, so a nice little box set. So we've got Winnie the Pooh, House at Pooh Corner, Now We Are Six, and When We Were Very Young. We've got some Nancy Drew mysteries, which none of which I've read. So there's The Clue of the Broken Locket. There's Password to Larkspur Lake. Oh no, Larkspur Lane. It has water on the cover, so it makes me want to say lake. Oh well. The Clue of the Tapping Heels. I quite like that as a title. makes me think of a, if it was the adventure of the Tapping Heels, it would be a Sherlock Holmes story. And The Phantom of Pine Hill. I think that's my favourite of the covers. Then we've got Pollyanna by Eleanor H. Porter. I have read this, and it's just a really, really lovely book. If you read lots of doom and gloomy stuff, and you want to change up your writing pace, your reading pace, then yeah, this is a good one. It's a nice palate cleanser, and it's just a delightful little book. And then this is the next part, Pollyanna Grows Up, which I haven't read. Then we've got The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett. Again, I've never read this. I've seen the film adaptation. I used to watch that quite a lot when I was little. Got Greyfriars Bobby by Eleanor Atkinson. Not read this either. A common theme is beginning to develop. We've got A Little Princess by Frances Hodgson Burnett, which again I haven't read. I don't know what I think about that cover art. It's rather depressing. The Wind in the Willows by Kenneth Grahame. I didn't love this so much the last time I read it, but I think that's mainly because I wasn't in much of a mood for a picaresque style book, and I just wanted to just have one long story instead of lots of little bitty things. But it is just a lovely, calm book, and I kind of felt quite bad at myself for feeling so annoyed with it, because there are just lots of lovely bits, particularly I love the chapter The Wildwood. That's really good. Got Irontown Boy by Anne Ahmad. I don't really know much about this. I think we've got it because a relative of Jasmine's wrote it. Mr. God, This Is Anna by Finn. I didn't really like this that much. It's essentially this, the guy writing it has a very set kind of agenda, and he's using this little girl character as a way to kind of preach it at you. So I didn't really like this that much. And yeah, there are a few sort of weird bits in there as well that, I don't know, kind of made my skin crawl a bit. Jenny by Paul Gallico, which I haven't read, but that's a really, really cool cover. I quite like that. Then we've got, what's this? Matamio, A Tale of Red Wall by Brian Jacques. I haven't read this. I have read one other Red Wall story. I can't remember what it is. I don't have it. But I will get to this because I did really, really love the Red Wall story that I did read. So these are kind of medieval style adventures, like Robin Hood kind of style adventures, but with animals. And they're really funny and just out there and preposterous. Ward Ship Down by Richard Adams. Another one that I haven't read, but I watched the film many a time when I was little. That's really, really nice cover as well. Really quite like this. Although I don't know how well this would hold up to a read, but I found this for free in a pile of books that are being thrown away. So, The Little White Horse by Elizabeth, is it Gouge or Gouge? Don't know anything about that. It's one of, these are more sort of Jasmine books, definitely now. The Sweetness at the Bottom of the Pie by Alan Bradley. It's actually a mystery, so this should be upstairs on the next shelf, but it's ended up down there. Probably because the mystery shelf is so full. This is Cog Heart by Peter Bunzel. It's probably more of a middle grade kind of book. I haven't read this either, but quite like the look of it. It's nice, quirky aesthetic. Then we've got Beyond the Bright Sea by Lauren Wolk. Don't know too much about that. The Land of Neverendings by Kate Saunders. Again, don't know too much. We've got a little teddy bear, a donkey and a monkey out there. Don't know what they're doing. What's this now? National Velvet by Enid Bagnall. Again, don't know too much. I really like the spine on that though. It's a nice spine. And then nearly at the end now, so I'll just take the rest. And I keep like hamster wheels for the gerbils behind these books, so I'm just making sure they don't roll off. We've got this. So we've got 2 Dirty Smiths. We've got 101 Dalmatians, and the Starlight Barking, which is the sequel to 101 Dalmatians, and apparently it's really weird. I've only read, I think I've only read part of 101 Dalmatians. I haven't read the whole thing, but going off Jasmine's report, the Starlight Barking is quite preposterous, which apparently is the word of the day. And then to finish off with something really classic, I haven't read it, but it's one of those things I've just wanted to have around, and it's just a little bit of Lamb's Tales from Shakespeare, and it's a lovely little edition, and I think it's got the occasional illustration as well. So yeah, I like having Lamb's Tales from Shakespeare about. So there we go. That's the end of this bookcase here, and then we'll be moving on to the Kallax over there, and it's a random array of fiction and stuff. So yeah, we'll work it out when we get to it. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.